also have ending markers for critical values that come from the numerator. How do I figure those? I let the inequality determine it. My inequality symbol here is less than or equal to. Am I going to use brackets or parentheses?
Right.
Absolutely. The equal to aspect says I'm going to use brackets at the numerator. Critical. And folks, you got to admit, without the rules, that would be almost impossible to come up with. Which values work, which values don't. Hey, that one doesn't, that one does. Who'd have thought that?
Okay. You just have to test them without.
You have to test every single value. You have to test all of your critical values and see if they work. That's going to take a while. But this little summation, I think, will help you. If the critical value comes from the denominator, always parentheses. If it comes from the numerator, depends on the inequality symbol. Yes, ma'am.
I'm still confused on what the critical value means. Like, why would the second part not be correct?
Why would you mean the middle part?
Yeah.
Why it wouldn't be parentheses? You mean why the -2 wouldn't be parentheses?
Yeah.
Okay. Because -2 works. Here's what we get. If I substitute -2 into this equation, into this inequality here, I would get 0 right here. I get other stuff other places, but I would get 0 for my whole summation here. So the question is 0 less than or equal to 0? Okay. Yeah, it is. All right. So making the numerator 0 because of the less than or equal to 0 makes it a good point. Making the denominator 0 makes it mathematical nonsense. Yes?
-2.5 work. Why would the infinite has to be 3?
Because here's the nature of your critical values. The critical values are the only places that the solution set can turn from working to not working to working to not working again. So we'll have to test it. Literally, I said, I think it's not going to work. Let's just go ahead and mark it because of time. Test it. -4. That's the only way you're going to know for sure. -4 squared plus 2 times -4. -4 squared minus 9. Question, is that less than or equal to 0? That's 16 minus 8. That's positive. This is 16 minus 9. That's also positive. That's a positive number. It is not going to be less than or equal to 0. So, just for, sleep well at night, that's a positive number. Doesn't work. Doesn't work. So you would, I don't encourage you to just immediately assume, but just for the sake of time, we did this time. But yeah, test it. See if it works. Hey, it works the same. Yeah. How many of you started on your 3x5 card? The same 7 that started on it last time. Okay. Get on that 3x5 card, ladies and gentlemen. At least an hour before time. Here's what you want to do to get your 3x5 card. You want to go to these examples, and you want to go, oh, that deals with the equation of a circle in standard form with center HK and radius R. I don't know that. I better write that down. That's x minus h in parentheses squared plus, write the thing down, all right? So that when I give you the center and the radius of a circle, you can write the equation. Or another one deals with these things right here. I forget what to do. Yeah, well, write down your steps. That's why I gave you the steps for. So you'll know exactly what to do on these guys. All right, we have a good chunk of time now to do anything you want to about those problems right there. I highly suggest we do not go over web-assigned stuff unless it's at the very end. Here's why. If it's on WebAssign and it's not on this list, it's not going to be on the test. So if you go, I don't understand this WebAssign problem. Well, is there a problem like that on the review? No. Don't worry about it.
Oh, thank God.
Worry about it as far as getting your WebAssign, but don't worry about it as far as the test goes. Yes, ma'am. Section 1, number 68. That's the idea. Let me give me a number and a section, and we will... there's not a lot of information. I did that. I changed it.
Hungry.
Give me thank you that. I do take Visa or Master.
You don't.
Hell no. Yeah.
This is 68 on page 85.
I don't want to act like I'm Ritalin. Yeah, you act like you're on Ritalin.
This is a really good problem.
Well then fuck. Hell, sugar. I'm sleepy. I'm so sleepy. I'm so sleepy.
Here's the essence of this problem. I'm given 2 points, and I'm told those are the end points of a diameter of a circle. You know what the diameter of a circle does? It goes from one point on the circle through the center to another point on the circle. So, in other words, the circle looks something like this, except that it's round. All right? It looks something like that. But you got the idea, right? There's my circle. Now I need the equation of the circle. What do you need for the equation of a circle? What 2 bits? Center
And the
and
radius.
the radius. I don't know either one of them. What I do know is that these are the endpoints of my diameter. What are you going to do?
X plus A.
What would you do first?
Plug that into the original equation.
Plug it into what?
Like plug it into the distance formula and use that to get the center or something.
Distance formula will tell me how long
The 2 endpoints is.
how long what is?
Yeah.
The diameter. So if I use the distance formula, which you probably want to write, it's going to be x minus x. I'll do it the other way. 4 minus -4 squared. Y minus y. Square root of that. Now remember, this distance formula is telling me the distance of the
Diameter.
diameter. So what do I want to do? Divide that by 2 to get the radius. So the distance of the radius, distance sub r, I divide this whole thing by 2. Or you could just get the distance and then divide it by 2. Take your choice. That's 4 plus 8 squared. That's 2 squared. That's 64 plus 4. Squared is 66 squared. Oh, 68 squared. Okay. Okay, square root is 68. Is that simplified?
No, you can factor it.
I don't know. Okay. Yes, it will simplify. I got 2 2's. So square root of 68 over 2 is going to be square root of 2 times 2 times 17 over 2. Bring the 2 out, right? It's going to be 2 squared is 17, so over 2.
2. So it's 1.
That's square root of 17. So the radius is the square root of 17. Got one of my bits of information. Radius, square root of 17. Hey, there's some for your 3 by 5 card right there. Distance formula. I know that was last time, but it's still this time too. I need the center. Anybody got a suggestion? Midpoint formula of the diameter. The middle of the diameter is the center. So use the midpoint formula, which you put on your 3 by 5 card too. That's x plus x and y plus y.
Square.
The average of those two, that's my midpoint. So we got negative 4 plus 4 over 2. Negative 1 plus 1 over 2. That's 0 over 2, that's 0. That's 0 over 2, that's 0. There's my center. So distance formula will tell you the length of the diameter. Take half of it, you have the radius. Midpoint formula will tell you the center of the circle. The middle of the diameter is the circle. So now can you take this and put it into this guy? Which also should be on your 3 by 5 card, if you don't have it memorized. That's the equation of the circle with center at HK, radius R. So how do I fill it in? X minus 0 squared, y minus 0 squared equals? Square root of 17 squared is 17. Now you realize, don't you, that that's not how the answer is going to be expressed. How's it going to be expressed? How's that going to be expressed? Yeah, it's x squared plus y squared equals 17. That's how the answer is going to be expressed. This brings to bear another observation that we made. Anytime you have an equation that starts x squared plus y squared, what do I know about that circle? Centers at the origin. Centers at 0, 0. Remember that? Yes, Kennedy quoted too.
Midpoint. Which one?
That's a pretty
Oh, that's
involved
the one to get to
question.
square.
It's a pretty tough question.
Get the circle, I mean.
Number 39 on the
Yeah, I
section
can't remember. I
1.
just know you used to get the
39
circle.
on section 1. You'll be given an equation like this in x and y, and you'll be asked to find the x-intercept, you'll be asked to find the y-intercept. And you don't have to draw the graph. What do you do to find the x-intercept? Let y equals e. Now, if you don't have that on your 3 by 5 card, shame on you, ladies and gentlemen. Shame on you, because that's going to be very important. And that's key to finding your x and y intercept. Find your x-intercept, you let y equals 0. To find your y-intercept, you let x equals 0. You ready? Here we go. Let's find our x-intercept first. Let y equal 0. So in my equation, I let y equal 0. Now I got to solve this thing. That's a quad.